My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey there. So today we're going to cover Modular 14, Lesson 1. The title is Distance in the Coordinate Planes. So I'm going to write it up here. Distance in the Coordinate Planes. Make sure you title your notes the same way because it's very important when you go back and you're looking for these notes, okay? Distance in the coordinate planes, Modular 14, Lesson 1. So we're going to use absolute value in order to find the distance. I am aware that we've done this before and we kind of just counted the units, but it's very important that you know different ways of how to accomplish that. And you do need to show your work and you need to use absolute value. It's not that hard though. You're probably gonna find it super simple, hopefully. We are gonna give practice and practice, okay? So before we start off, coordinate planes work with ordered pairs. And you guys are aware that ordered pairs are always placed in this fashion. X first, followed by Y. Now, we are going to be talking about two ordered pairs. So when you have two ordered pairs, right, you're going to have two different numbers. So yes, I'm not going to place numbers yet. You will see an example with numbers, but for now, we have two ordered pairs. You have one and you have two. Now, when the x coordinates, talking about this guy over here, when the x coordinates, I'm going to write over here, are the same number, some things you need to do when the x coordinates are the same. When they are the same, you're going to look at the y coordinates. Okay, so if the y coordinates, so you're going to look at, right here, look at the y coordinates, right? You're going to look at the y coordinates. Very important, the y coordinates. If they have the same sign, if they have same sign, remember sign means, this means positive, right? Positive and negative, right? You have positive and negative numbers, right? So if they have the same sign, if they're both positive, right? Or they're both negative, you're going to subtract the numbers, okay? So it'll be y minus y. So you're always going to have absolute value. You're going to have a number in there minus the absolute value, right? And then you get your answer. If they have different signs, right? They have the same signs here. If they have different signs, meaning y will be negative, for instance, minus y. Okay, you're gonna add this time around. You're not gonna subtract. You're going to add them. And we're gonna show you an example when you have same x coordinates or when you have the y that are the same. If y are the same, then you're just gonna look at the x coordinates. So let's erase this and give some examples. But before I give the example, be aware that you know what reflection is. All right, right after this is your definition. A reflection is pretty much the opposite of the axis. And that means that if you have a 5, the opposite, well, if you're going using the y-axis, it'll be -5, right? And same for x. If you have a 5 and you're looking at the x-axis, it would be the -5, okay? So it would be the mirror image, but different signs. So opposite of axis, right? But they're the same distance from the axis. So make sure you write this. So it's located on the opposite of the axis, same distance from the axis. So let's draw a coordinate plane, okay? So let's go and put 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do -4, -3, -2, -1. Here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is not perfect drawings. Just try to do the best you can, all right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's write them out. 2, 1. This is 7, of course, here on the top. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just stop at 5 there. So I just drew out, and these are negatives, right? So I drew them out. Now we're gonna plot. We're gonna have two order pairs. Let's put -4 and 7, and the second will be 5 and 7. There's certain things you should look off the bat. Technically speaking, you don't need to draw a coordinate plane to figure this out. But if they ask you to draw one, here's how you do so. So you have -4. That's the x. This is the y. This is the x. This is the y. So x is -4, y is 7. Remember, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So you have -4, and then you go up 7, and you'll probably be over here. Remember, it's not perfect, but it's there. And then let's call this A. So let's put this as A. And this is B. And B is 5, 7. 5. Find the 5 in the x-axis. You go up 7 spaces, so it'll be around over here, right? And we call that B. So let's look at this. This is the important part. And what do we see that are the same? The 7. So we're going to be looking at the x-axis. Why? Because these are the same. We're trying to find the distance. Well, next thing you should ask yourself, are the x coordinates the same, or are they different? And you're going to say to yourself, well, now looking at the numbers, you're looking at the sign. Are they different signs or the same sign? If you said they're different signs, then you're right. They are different signs, right? So they're different signs, right? Because we're just looking at the signs, the positive, negative, and we found out that, yeah, they're different in signs. One of them is negative. Remember, we're going to write down the absolute value. You remember the magic box. And because they're different, are we adding or subtracting? Remember, we said they're different, you're going to add. If they're the same, you're going to subtract. Okay, we're looking at the signs. So they're different. So we're gonna add them, right? So let's figure this out. -4, the absolute -4 is 4. The absolute value of 5 is 5, right? They always come out positive. 5 plus 4 is 9. So the distance between A and B, the distance between them are 9 units. And this is your answer. I'm sure you're probably saying to yourself, if I could count it over here and figured out that if you go from here to here, that would have been 9. But that's not what they're asking you to do. They're asking you to find the distance using absolute value. Let's do another example here. But this example, we're not going to draw it out. All right. So this is example 2. And these are the ordered pairs. They're always going to give you 2 ordered pairs to compare them, right? They're not going to give you 3 or 4, only 2. So let's draw that out and let's play with them. Let's see the numbers. So right off the bat, you should be aware that's x, y, x, y. The x are the same. They're both 0. So we're only going to look at the y, right? Now, the second question you should ask yourself is, are they the same sign or are they different signs, right? Are they both negative? Are they both positive? Or are they one negative and one positive? In this case, the y's are the same. So the first thing you should do, right, you're going to draw off your absolute value. And here, you're going to decide is it addition or subtraction. And we say that when they are the same, sign, what we're going to do when they're the same sign, you're going to subtract. When they're different signs, you're going to add them. So we're going to subtract. All right. Now, whenever you see a big number, you're always going to put the big number in front. So you're going to put -10 and -5. right? When they come out of the box, they come out positive. So it'll be 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. So that means from these order pairs to these order pairs, there are 5 units apart. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please make your questions or write your questions out on the side of your note. And when you're in class, you can ask them when we do the reteach in the beginning of the course. Well, take care.
My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.